What's going on, guys? I am Arjun. In this video, we are going to take a look after HTML forms. So let's get started. Firstly, I'm in my Visual Studio Code and I'm going to insert the basic boilerplate. How to insert that? Shift plus 1 and then press enter. And this will insert the basic boilerplate. Or one more method is there like HTML colon 5. If you do like this as well and press enter, then the same thing will happen. That does not matter what you use, Shift plus 1 or that method. And second thing in Visual Studio Code is you need a Go Live extension for making websites. So for doing that, go to the extension option and search here for Live Server and go here, click on the Live Server, which will be the first output, and click on Install and then enable it. Now let me include the boilerplate. After including it, I will just make a simple form today in HTML. So whenever we go to any kind of website, it will say to us that sign up or create an account or login form. So for creating those, we need a form tag. And even before that, let's make an h1 heading and write here like create an account. After this heading, we're going to write for the form tag. We are going to make it. And in the form tag, in default, there is an action attribute. This action attribute is like for handling the form. Like when you work with PHP like languages, you need this action attribute in that we pass any kind of PHP file that whenever anybody submits this, what to do. To handle these kinds of things, we need the action attribute. But we don't need it right now. We're just making a simple label for the form in our website. So now let's discuss about label tag. Label tag. So let me first write like label and it will have an attribute for, and inside that let's give something like input. Now what it will do in fact, if I write like email, okay, if I write like email and I make an input box with the type of email, in that I remove my name and give it an ID of input. Now let me tell you why I'm giving it the ID of input and why I'm giving the for a value to be input. The thing is that suppose I have given the ID input and the for input, then let me tell you why I'm doing that. I save this now and I go live. Now if I click on email, see when I click on email, it will focus on this input box because the input box is having the ID of input and this is having the for value to be input. That's why it's focusing on this input box and I can insert any kind of email into it like email@gmail.com. Now next thing, okay, now we will make a br tag for a line break, otherwise everything will come in a single line. So I will make a br tag. After that I will make a label and its value I'm going to give a password because the next input that I'm going to create I will give the ID to be password. And I'm going to give some label to it like password. Let's make the p capital. And after that there is an input with the password type. I remove the name here and give the ID to password. After that we make an br tag for next line break. Okay, I save this code and go back to my web browser. Now you can see email. I click on email, it focus here. I click on password, it focus here. Now suppose we want one more line break here because that does not seem to be clean. So let me make it by including the brs. Now create an account, email, password. And after that at last we need a submit button for submitting our form. So for submitting the form we need a button and the type of the button is going to be submit. So let me write in the button as submit. I save it. I go back to the browser and you can see I will click on the email to include email, then the password to include a password, and then click on submit to submit the form. Now our form is ready and we can include one more thing here like gender as well. So I make a label for gender, and here I write gender. In this I write input to be a checkbox, I think a checkbox, or you can say you can also make a radio button for that. So in the checkbox I write like gender, and for this gender I will just make a colon. After that I will make here and something like male, or one more good idea I'm having, like I will create a label without for attribute, and after that we'll make a one more label with a br in between. In this label I will give a value of male, and in the input id to be equal to male. In this label I will write male. After that similarly we are going to make one more br. We are going to save this, we are going to include this one, and okay, now this label I'm going to give female, fem- female, and after that the id as well, female. Now if I save this now, I should see, yeah, gender male, female, and then the submit. Okay, one more time I will give a br here, save it. Now you can see that there is some spacing in between. One more br to make one more line break. Now we can check for male, we can check for female, we have email, we have password. You can also include the date of birth, dob, gender male, female. Okay, so our form is the basic form is ready. So let's write like email, something like this, and I give any random password, or let me give something like email as a password, and you can show it or hide it. Okay. Then there is a gender, I click on mail to check it. Okay, and I click on submit. The moment I click on submit, the page will reload. As you can see, the page reload and our form is cleared. So in this video we have just look after how to make a form in html. So that's all for this video. See you in the next video. Till then, see you.